So I'm determined at some point to finish this series on the Ten Commandments. I keep getting interrupted. For those of you who don't know, my husband's been ill for a long time, and last week I lost him. Although he's still here, he's with me. So that's the elephant in the room I needed to just say out loud. It is, I'm so glad to be here among the love that you have for me, for him, for us, for our community as a whole. So thank you. And thank you. So the sixth commandment is, thou shalt not kill. That seems like a duh, right? Did you need somebody to write that down for you to know that that wouldn't be a good thing to do? Thou shalt not kill. But what we're doing with our Ten Commandments series is actually approaching them not as these weird rules that were set down by ancients that now have to be followed to the letter, but as actual wisdom that challenges us today to live our lives as richly and fully as we can. And so rather than thinking about not killing, we're going to think about respecting life. All of it. All of it. So there's not a whole lot of metaphysics that you can go to. Don't kill. Respect life. Hold life as precious. Hold life as sacred. That's what we're here to talk about this morning. And most of us would say, no way would I ever kill anybody. It's not going to happen. And yet, have you ever killed someone's spirit? Have you ever killed an idea or a dream of your own or someone else's? An aspiration? Have you ever shut down possibilities? Have you ever burned bridges behind you? Have you ever in any way limited life? You don't have to raise your hand. I already know. The answer is yes. We all have. We all have. We all do our own amount of killing where we wouldn't think about taking someone's physical life. Sometimes we're not so careful in the other ways that we live. And one of the things that not that I personally have any experience with it, but I have noticed that can really, really be a killer of spirits is perfectionism and the need for control. I hear you laughing. Perfectionism, impossible standards. Going after someone who's loaded the dishwasher and reloading it. Instead of saying, thank you, honey, for loading the dishwasher. Probably you didn't kill their spirit, but think about the ways that we do this, because we have a standard in our own mind. We feel like we need to impose that on others. Whether we do it verbally, whether we say it out loud, or we're just thinking it, people can feel that. People can feel that. Ask my daughter. I am a recovering perfectionist. Not recovered by any means, but a recovering perfectionist. And she has let me know in no uncertain terms that was harmful to her in her childhood. And we're trying to make up for that. I'm trying to make up for that because I realized that my need to have things a certain way limited her life, her freedom, her expression of herself. And that's not respecting all of life. I didn't kill her, but I didn't respect the life force within her very well when she was young. So thankfully, I've been in a program where I've been working on this perfection thing for like almost 30 years. So I'm getting a little better at it. Another way that we can unconsciously kill people's spirits is by assuming they're wrong. Have anybody in your life like that? Assuming that the other person is wrong. Closing your mind. Closing your heart. Assuming that someone else is wrong always means that you assume that your point of view is the only point of view that matters. It's assuming that you are right. And that's another default position of mine. I must be right. I've thought it through. It must be these people that are wrong. Anybody do that? You don't have to raise your hand. I already know. I already know. So when we close our minds that way, the Buddhists say the only people who can't learn are the people who already know. That's why they put such an emphasis on beginner's mind. Because once you know, you've shut down the possibilities. Once you already know, you don't need any more information. And we're seeing that play out in the world. And it's easy to point out when someone else does it, but in what ways are we doing it? Because we're not here to impose rules on someone else and how they should behave. We're here to take a look at these and say, in what way can I grow from this? In what way might I be limiting my life or the lives of people around me? And how can I do something about that? So when there is a shut down mind, that there is no growth, there is stagnation. And if you know anything about life, what you know is that there's no such thing as stagnation. You're either growing or you're dying. It may happen so slowly that you don't notice it, but always we're either growing or we're dying. And so just this little technique of going, I could be wrong. State your opinion, believe it, and then say, and I could be wrong. I'm open to more information. And then start paying attention to the areas of your life where you realize, oh, I'm really not more open to more information. I've already made up my mind about this guy. Don't want to know any more. I don't want to hear anything good about them, right? Because that'll mess with the opinion that I already have. Think about the ways that we do that. Also, we kill spirits by assuming that others are right always. I must be wrong, not standing up for ourselves, not speaking out when our truth is threatened in some way. Assuming that others are right allows stagnation again. It allows for a status quo that may not be the most loving avenue. And so not only do we not assume others are wrong, we don't assume that others are right. When we do that, we give our power away. And so we open up to the fact that we could be wrong, and yet we listen to our hearts and our intuition, and we say what we're led to say, and we do what we're led to do. We don't follow like sheep or like lemmings over a cliff. Another way that we kill spirits is name calling. I know none of you do that. Cursing, none of you do that. But think about the ways that you may not do it with the people in your life that you love, but do you do it when you're watching the news? Do you do it in traffic? Yep. This is just not about, anything that I try to teach up here is not about using something you learn to beat yourself up for not doing it right. It's about raising your awareness so that you can be a little more aware when you're in traffic, a little more aware when you're watching the news that, I think I know everything, but I don't know everything. Even if I am right from this tiny little perspective of where I'm standing, and it's clear that I'm right, I don't have the whole picture. I don't have anywhere close to the whole picture. I can't even imagine the whole picture. I can't imagine standing from that position. And so I always have to make room to go, maybe what's happening is what's supposed to be happening, which doesn't mean there's nothing for me to do. If my heart or intuition is telling me, okay, this doesn't feel right to me, so I need to do something different. If my way of respecting life is to make a stand for that life, then yes, I do that. But I can do that without name-calling and cursing. Another way that we kill spirits is through physical violence and emotional violence. One of the things that Jesus was famous for saying, which was very traumatic for me as a child, is that if you've done it in your heart, in your mind, it's as if you did it. Now, I'll tell you, when I was 5 years old, my brother was throwing rocks at me, and I did not like it because rocks hurt. My brother was quite violent with me as a child, and I remember running in the house and saying, I hate him, he threw rocks at me. And my mother, instead of saying, Bobby, stop throwing rocks at your sister, said, "Oh, Melinda, you don't hate him. Jesus said that if you hate someone, you've killed them in your heart." Which set me up for about 20 years of being afraid of my own anger, of just not getting angry, which doesn't happen, by the way, in life. You don't just not get angry, but you can subliminate it. You can make it come out all kinds of sideways ways. So again, we're not talking about trying to use a rule or an insight or an epiphany to beat yourself up, but to know that hate does kill. Who does it kill? Didn't kill him, but holding on to that in my heart would kill me. And so I had to come to a place, even when I came to terms with the fact that I had been treated violently as a child and that my parents didn't protect me, I had to come to a place where I see that as wrong. I see that it shouldn't have happened. I see that I wish it had gone a different way. I see that I've learned not to do that. And I can see that any hate I hold in my heart hurts me and no one else. And so creating fear is another way of killing spirits. It's important to remember, it's very important to remember that this is not just about what we do to others. It is at least as much, and maybe more, first and foremost anyway, what we do to ourselves. What is your self-talk like? Do you speak words of self-loathing? Do you speak words of self-hatred? Do you ignore your self-care? Are you reckless? Do you allow yourself to be ruled by fear so that you don't take any risks? That's limiting life. That's killing a spirit. That's shutting something down. All of those things can lead to what I would call a living death. So we're not here to just not kill someone's body. We're here to think about how we can honor each person's life force. Because like it or not, like them or not, each person has that spark of divinity within them. They are not here by mistake. You are not here by mistake. And so continuing to ask yourself, why am I here? Is it to hate? Is it to form opinions? Is it to gather judgments? Or am I here to learn how to love even though it gets really, really, really hard sometimes? I personally believe I'm here to learn how to love. And we're not really responsible for other people. Well, we're not responsible for how they take what we do, right? Because you can say, I don't want to control anybody by creating fear in them, and yet they may be fearful for something that we do that isn't maybe objectively a fearful thing, or objectively a fearful thing, but that triggers or activates something within them. We can't take responsibility for how other people react. What we can do is take responsibility for our thoughts and our intentions and our attitudes and our attention. What are we putting our attention on? Where is our intention? My mother had a saying for this. When we would say, well, I didn't mean to, she'd say, well, you didn't mean not to. She got me there. And there's truth in that. Was I awake to what I was doing? I didn't do it on purpose, but was I purposely cultivating an attitude of supporting and enriching life? Yeah, maybe not. And we can't all pay attention all the time. It's not possible. Once again, we do the best we can, and we forgive ourselves and others, and we move on. So that brings me to the Buddhist concept of harmlessness. It's a basic Buddhist concept. Harmlessness toward all sentient beings. And what does sentient mean? Is that animals? Are they sentient? Some people think not. I happen to think so. People, for sure, are sentient. Are plants sentient? Is not God in everything? And so is it not our responsibility to set not a harmful intention toward everything in our lives. Everything. Otherwise, we're betraying ourselves. In Buddhism, only the acts where one intends harm that are detrimental that's the only time that they consider it detrimental to your soul's growth, not when you're doing something by accident. You are going to step on ants in your life. It's going to happen. Our bodies were created, I know you vegetarians, I love you, but we have these tearing teeth as well as these molars for plants. We have both kinds. We evolved to eat both. Are we killing plants? Yes, we are. Are we killing animals? Many of us are. And yet, what is our intention? How is it that we can do what we do in a way that we are paying attention to what our intention is behind it? That harmlessness is explicitly directed both toward oneself and others. Again, thinking of this not a way to go, look what I'm doing wrong. It's a way to go, what are my intentions toward myself? Am I paying attention to what my intentions toward myself are? Did I not mean to, but not mean not to? And what I like to do is turn it around in the same way the sixth commandment gets turned around. Instead of an intention of harmlessness, what if we all started to try to carry an intention of benefit? An intention of benefit for self, for others, for the whole world. So while the ideal of harmlessness refers to the absence of harm, I believe it also implies a loving concern for both self and others. And your motivation for being harmless can come from, it probably only comes, now that I'm thinking of it, from the love that's within you. That's who you are. So when we're in touch with the love that's inside of us, we do carry an intention of benefit for the world. So when we catch ourselves not carrying an intention of benefit, I would just say, oops, I lost track of the love that I am. I lost that connection for a minute. And as Nancy so beautifully prayed, all you have to do is stop and breathe and go within and reconnect. That love is always here for us, always, always, always. My husband, Bob, was a person who was very good at being harmless. He truly wouldn't even kill a bug. We had this thing. There are some bugs I don't kill. I don't kill spiders. I go, thank you for the work that you're doing in my house. I might prefer that you be in a different space than the one that I'm in right now. I might carry them to a different space. But man, give me a cockroach. I want it dead. And he used to say, what if everything you've killed in your life is there to meet you when you die? And I would say, well, either this karmic thing is really, reincarnation is true, and this cockroach was either Hitler in his last life, in which case I'm moving him on to the next step, maybe being a squirrel next time, or it doesn't exist and he's just a cockroach. I don't know. That was my reasoning. That was my reasoning with him. But this idea of being harmless, of setting an intention, of being kind, of giving everybody and ourselves the benefit of the doubt. The Buddha says, one who neither kills nor makes others kill, neither steals nor makes others steal, is one who has love for all living beings. So this awareness is what we cultivate, an awareness of where life is. Hint, in everything. In everything. And when we begin to accept that awareness of where life is, that it's in everything, then we can ask ourselves, so what does that life need in order to thrive? What does it need from me in order to thrive? So my question, again, let's say instead of thou shalt not kill, thou shalt support life in all its forms. How about that? Thou shalt support life in all its forms. And then asking ourselves every day, am I living and letting live? Because letting live has the connotation of being harmless toward others. But am I living also? I'm not less important than others. Am I living? Ask yourself that when you get up in the morning. Am I really living today, or am I just going through the motions? And how can I be of benefit to my own life? Because I guarantee you, when you begin to be of benefit in your own life, that is the way that you will begin to be of benefit to all of life. It always starts here. It's an inside job every time. Love life, love all, love everyone, including yourself. Make all the love you give unconditional. Thank you. So we're just going to take that idea into meditation for a moment. Take a minute to just feel your body. You are inhabiting physical space right now. How are you inhabiting that space? Are you uncomfortable? Maybe move around and make yourself comfortable. Become aware of your breathing. That proof that life is living you. Life is actively living us in every moment, which in my world means God is actively living in me at every moment. And as you breathe, take that idea in. Not only is God living me, I am living the life of God. Say that inside yourself in a deep way. I am living the life of God. I am living the life of God. I'm just going to do a little technique now of breaking that sentence down. I am living the life of God. Breathe into that. I am living the life. The one life that belongs to everyone. I am living. How often are we aware? Oh, I'm supposed to be living today, not just shuffling through to the next thing. How can I be more alive today? Because the fact is, I am living. And then we come to simply, I am. Which ancient wisdom tells us is the actual name of God. It's just I am. I am that I am. I don't have to explain it. I don't have to understand it. And yet I am being called to live it. I'm being called to the awareness that I'm here not by accident, but on purpose. The Buddhists also say that there is like a 1 in a billion billionth of a chance of being born, incarnated into a human body on earth. You are, I am, literally, we are living miracles. The I am is alive. in each of us. The very name of God. I am living. When we become aware of the I am, then we begin to truly live consciously. I am living. I am living the life. When we get that far, we understand that it's not just that I am living my life. It's not this little personality, this little ego. That's only a tiny, tiny part of it. I am living life. The life. The one life. And what does that life consist of? I am living the life of God. Which takes us in a circle back to the beginning. What is God? It's simply the I am. It's that within us which is expressing life. It is created by love, in love, for the purpose of love. Can you own that with the I am? I am created by love. Nothing else, just love. I am created for love. I'm here to receive. Love is here for me. I am created for the purpose of love. Love is the purpose of my existence. Every moment that I spend loving, every loving thought, every loving deed, I am living my purpose. The purpose of the one life. One last time within yourself, say confidently and from the heart, I am living the life of God. Let's say it out loud together, if you will. Together, I am living the life of God. Let's do it again. It feels good. Together, I am living the life of God. One more time, because the number 3 just works really well for me. Again, I am living the life of God. When you take that into yourself and speak it confidently within yourself, you begin to reap the rewards of love in your life. We begin to reap the rewards of love in our lives. And what we realize is, I am living the life of God, and so is everyone else. And from that place, from that perspective, we become harmless. We become of benefit to all of life. And so it is. Amen.